Good morning to the Auchmuty High School community. Now, this week's update is to explain our position with regards to the situation we have with COVID within the school. Now, I know many of you will be very anxious. I know that some of you feel that they want more information. I'm going to try and explain this morning about what happens when a COVID outbreak, a positive test occurs and has come into the school. Now, at the present moment, we have 3 staff and 3 pupils who have tested positive for COVID. The situation is that as soon as a positive test is registered and we are aware of it, we immediately start acting on this. We identify staff and pupils who potentially would have to self-isolate. This would be for a fortnight. We compile this and we've got a very, very robust system. However, it is not the school's decision to actually go forward with the self-isolation. What we have to do is attend a PAG group. Now, the PAG group is a Pandemic Action Group, and this consists of Fife Council, the NHS and the school. And ultimately it's Public Health, the NHS, who make the call on the self-isolation group call messages that some of you have received at your homes. Now, I appreciate that it is a very worrying time, but I can assure you that the school is fully up to speed with how to deal with this situation, and indeed the self-isolation letters and group call messages have gone out very quickly. It does give the impression of a very large problem given the relatively large number of pupils who are affected, but as I previously said, we currently have 3 confirmed positive cases amongst our pupils and 3 confirmed positive cases amongst our staff. However, the self-isolation aspect increases both staff and pupil numbers quite markedly. Now, what this shows is that, unfortunately, COVID is a very, very real threat within the school. I'm very disappointed that we have got to this position. I was really hoping that we could avoid COVID coming to the school, although I always thought it was inevitable at some point we'd get cases. But what I would say is it now really depends on our behaviours as to what happens in the future. Within the school, as I've mentioned previously, we've instigated very strict protocols about hand washing, about masking, wiping down of desks, one-way systems, etc. Clearly, when we've had COVID cases, we've done deep cleaning of rooms, and we've taken all precautions possible to limit the spread of the virus. We also, of course, need support beyond the school. We need to know that pupils are not exposing themselves to unnecessary risks. We need to know that pupils are going home and remaining isolated within the family homes as recommended by the Scottish Government at the present time. I know that is extremely difficult for families, and you have my complete sympathy. But we need to know that children aren't going out to other households, they're not mixing, they're not attending parties out with their own households, etc. And these sort of actions could potentially be quite catastrophic at the present time. If you have any concerns about your child in relation to a COVID situation, please contact the school and we'll make sure that we review the situation for your child and the very best possible actions have been taken for your child. Now, beyond that, I would say that we're trying to keep school life as normal as possible despite the circumstances. I will mention that in the 4th, 5th and 6th year, we do have a set of prelims planned, and that children will be going into prelims from November into December, the usual dates for prelims, and that calendar is being shared with pupils at the present time. All other school activity in terms of tracking and reporting and normal lessons and teaching and learning is going on. What I would say is, to say to your children that they will find there are cover teachers. We've lost quite a number of teachers due to positive tests and the need to isolate for a fortnight for others. And this means that they will often be faced with a teacher that they don't know in a classroom, and work will be supplied for them either by the classroom teacher or by others within the school. But they need to cooperate with us on this, and at all times what's very important is that they stay in the same seat that they're always in, because That's what we base the isolation process on. So, please don't hesitate to get in touch with the school through the usual channels if you have any worries about the current situation. I can honestly say that we're doing everything we can to keep things under control, and hopefully we're going to get through this blip and I'll be able to report some better news by next week. Fingers crossed. Thank you for listening, and please stay safe and well with your families at home. Thank you very much.